How's it going, ladies? Okay, we're gonna get started. I will let people in as they come in, but I am so excited for today's workshop. So, all about action. Suk is here. He exited a previous tech company. Hello, Suk. He went through Techstars. That's how I met him. I was not his mentor. Honestly, if anything, he should be mentoring me. But Suk is just one of those people that have really great energy, loves to learn, loves to just build stuff and kind of figure things out quickly. He's also building in public. So naturally, I'm drawn to him as an individual. And today he's going to talk about how to really get your first clients on LinkedIn. He is an engineer by trade, but he's also very front facing, which is very unique as an engineer. So I'm excited to learn from him today. As you all know, these are very conversational, very in the weeds. So if you have any questions, use the Slack, raise your hand. I'll be monitoring so that Suk can kind of educate while I sneak in a few questions throughout, just in case he doesn't see them on the side. And Suk, all you. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, thank you so much for the energy. And everybody, thank you so much for being here. And having your cameras on as well, it feels awesome. So here's what I'm gonna do. Number one thing, I want this workshop to be all about you guys. So here's a quick prompt I have. I want to learn more about kind of like what your business is and like what your struggle is. And I'll just like really hone in on those things and just share what I've learned. So if you can take a few minutes and just fill that out for me so I know who we have in the room today.
Okay, so in the chat, he's saying one-liner on what you're building. So you could just copy and paste your one-liner from Theanna. And then
There you
what
go.
is your biggest struggle with finding customers on LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn.
Just type it in the chat.
Yeah, please just drop it in.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know my biggest challenge.
Have you started doing it? And
No.
like, why have you? Okay.
Nice. So that's my biggest struggle. I haven't started.
Yeah. Do we have a few more? Let's see. Okay.
Oops, I hit send before I put my struggle.
All right, so Marlo's AI-enabled legal platform for businesses and attorneys. Amanda's doing influencer marketing tech. Brianna building family management software called Cookie. Biggest struggle currently with LinkedIn is when to announce the platform. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Heather is skills training and education for all, having such a broad audience, not quite knowing where to start. Urja is connecting through food no matter where you are. I'm still in the idea phase, so I guess knowing when to start putting things on LinkedIn. Melody is asset management, property management tech. Candace is macrame, your AI meal planning assistant. I don't have this problem yet, but I will, which is wanting to connect with companies to get into their corporate wellness programs. Amanda looks unemployed on LinkedIn.
Want to start from me as well. Okay.
She looks
So
unemployed. I love it.
Be
I
mentoring.
have a lot of backlog of work to do before I can start publishing.
Yeah, Melody, when to start. Faith, Be Mentored, a platform for mid-career professionals, cybersecurity, audit, compliance, and risk. Awesome. So we've got a variety.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're all starting to like we have a network on LinkedIn, but we just haven't started utilizing it to get our customers. This is very good actually, because you already have your 10 customers. You just don't know how to get them. So let me show you how to get them. And it's like super quick. Okay. Are we ready for this?
Let's rock and roll.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yes.
Let me share my screen here. Let me show you what I have for you guys today. Okay. So here, what we're going to talk about, let me make this smaller as well. Put this to here. We're going to talk about how to get your first customers on LinkedIn. So like Nomiki mentioned, I am a CTO. I've been working, a technical person, so technical founder for the last like 6-7 years. I used to work at IBM, Apple, and Saks Fifth Avenue. But I would build products just like you guys, and I would not know how to get customers. And then I would stop working on that thing, jump onto the next thing, and then the same problem would happen again. So a couple of years ago, I was like, I need to figure out this marketing thing because this can't keep happening over and over again. So once I did that, so in the last 7-8 years, I've shipped 32 products. One got to 120K ARR, and I was building in public. That's how I got my customers specifically on LinkedIn and X. Once I got through some good traction numbers, I was also able to get through, go to Techstars, which is an accelerator. I specifically was in Columbus, Ohio. That's how I met Noviki there. But the biggest thing is like my promise within this next 25, 30 minutes is I'm gonna have you create a LinkedIn profile that people will love to connect with. You'll know where to start with a content system, and I'll just like give you my outreach messages that you can send to your prospects to try to convert them into customers. These are all things that I've tried and I've done. So all of them are like they work basically. I'm just gonna give you the cheat code that I have. So this is the 4 ways to get customers. These are all different. They all have their different strengths, but I'm going to show you the right way of doing this. So paid ads, very simply, you need to pay to get customers. Go to Google Ads, spend 10K, and that's how you get customers. You actually can't do this with a $100 budget or like a $20 budget, because the one thing that they will all tell you is Google needs to learn how your customers convert. So you need to put more money in before they can optimize for your website. It's not really ideal if you're finding your first 10 clients because you don't even have the money. SEO, I actually used to do this all of last year. The issue with SEO is if you start writing an article today, it will get you a customer 8 months from now. And we just don't have the time for that. You could send out cold emails, and cold emails, the issue with them is if you send out 100 emails, 1 to 2% of them will convert, meaning 1 to 2% will reply back to your email. And most of the times it's somebody saying, hey, please unsubscribe me, or like, I don't want to talk to you. That leaves the last option, which is social media. And that is the biggest thing I've seen that works. It's free, that works, and you can just do it like today. There's no prerequisite for it. Specifically, it's also instant ROI on LinkedIn. The minute you put up a post, if somebody responds back to that post being like, so if you announce your platform, for example, and somebody's like, that is exactly what I've been looking for my entire life, can I get access to this? You will convert that person to a customer right away. From what I've seen, when I create content and then I do an outreach message to a person, to a prospect, I have about 60 to 70% response rate. The reason for that is they've been seeing my profile over and over in their feed for the last couple of weeks, saying, you know, valuable stuff and like actually trying to connect with the audience. So when I reach out to them, they feel like that they already trust me and that they want to buy from me. So that's why I really think that LinkedIn is the right way to find your, you know, first 5, 10, 50 customers. Just to prove that this is true, so here's what I did. This was close to last December. My story was I was building an app, it didn't work out, and I had to do a demo day for Techstars, and I had a month to come up with a new product, get new customers, show traction, and then talk about it. So what I literally did is I made a landing page. So this is a landing page that I had, and I went on LinkedIn and I said, who wants this? I'm taking 4 people and I have 2 people already booked up, and you have to be willing to spend at least $100. Now, you might think that this is crazy. There's no way this would work. It does. So 4 people at the end of this day just said, some people emailed me, some people DM'd me back being like, hey, I saw your post, I'm interested, can I get in? By the way, the people that I signed up during this time, even though I was asking, you know, $100, they ended up paying me $1,000 by the end. And I have the post here as well. So if you want to go back, you can see like there wasn't like 1,000 likes. It was like only 20 likes, but I was able to get those 4 people right away. Here's another one, by the way. Here's another example that I just did over the weekend. If I go to my profile here. Yeah, I do a lot of this. One I want to show you is this one. Okay. So take a look at this post. So for the last month, I've been trying to get my app users from 8,200 users to 10,000. And so all I did was I started writing content specifically like this. So day X of growing X to Y, and then just giving updates on what I was doing and why I was doing it. Literally in 18 days, I was able to grow that to 10K. So not only can you find your first 10 customers, I think you can find your next 1,000 customers all from LinkedIn. Cool. I hope you're bought in to what I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how I do that. There's 3 ways or 3 things that you need to get results like this. Number 1, you need to have a good profile. So somebody, when they look at your profile, you need to look trustworthy, because no matter if you send out an email or you send somebody your website, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to go and take a look at your LinkedIn to see if this person is a spammer or not. And there's a 3-second rule that I have that I'm going to show you of if a person trusts your profile or not. If they trust it, they're going to connect with you. They're going to say yes to your offer. But if in those 3 seconds they get any indication that it's not worth it, or this person is not as trustworthy as they think they are, they're not going to do anything, and you're going to lose that conversion. So first, you need a good profile. Then you need to continuously write content that resonates with the audience that you have. And then the last part is you need to outreach, because even though content people are seeing in their feeds, they're not going to take action today. And as business owners, we don't have millions of years to wait for somebody to answer back. We have to go to the customer. And that's where the outreach part really helps. I'll stop here. I think I saw a message. Any questions just as we're starting off?
That message was me. I just remember seeing that post.
Yeah.
When I started following you in general on your building in public journey, because you're even ballsier than I am. So I like to learn from you. Does anyone have any questions so far for Sukh?
I had one.
Yeah.
So as you kind of identified a good profile, one thing that I have been thinking about is when to convert my profile to that status where you have followers instead of connecting to people, because I find lately, especially, I've been getting a lot of people reaching out that I don't know. And so I'm reluctant to have people, quote unquote, be in my network. So when do you think about that? And the other question I just would have is like, what's a good profile?
Yeah, a good profile, I'm going to show you right away in the next couple of minutes. But I think as a business owner now, you're out of the game of having network for your job. Your network on LinkedIn now has to be all your potential customers. So if somebody is reaching out to you and you look at their profile and you think that this could be a potential person that you can either work with later down the line, or that they know other people that would work that could be your customers, you probably want to have in your network. So I would say anybody that looks like that you can help them, accept.
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
I do struggle with the idea of having a separate LinkedIn page for my platform or for my business. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts around this? Because I've had both schools of thought. There are people who are like, you and your platform are one and the same. You should be championing it.
Yeah.
It should be on there. But also I've had somebody else state that you should be able to separate the two, especially for some of us who are still in employment. What are your thoughts around that?
In employment, that would make sense if you don't want your employer to know. So that's up to you on like how open you want to be with that. My thought is pretty much your personal profile is your business profile. So if you go on my profile, like I don't tag my LinkedIn page or my business page at all. I am Engine. That's what I'm building, and like that's what I am. That's all I talk about. So my page is my personal profile. Same as Nomiki. Nomiki also is talking about Theanna and PDS all the time, but she's not doing it from her LinkedIn page. It's her personal profile. So what's happening now is people are not at all trustworthy of pages, of company pages. You can use the company pages to repost your personal post, but I would be posting it directly on your personal account. Because the thing is, for your first 10 customers, they want to work with you. Your company doesn't actually have a brand or reputation right now. The only way I'm going to work with you, Faith, is that if I've seen you talking and I know that you can help me. The tool comes like it's secondary. I'm working with you directly. So for your 10 customers, I would say also beyond, you have to do it from your personal profile.
Understood. Thank you.
Cool. We're just going to keep going, and I'm going to show you what a good profile looks like. So here's the number one thing. People don't want to work with scammers. So if you come off as that, you're going to lose that 3-second test, the rule that I have. What's that rule? It's this one right here. When somebody looks at your profile, this is what they're thinking. What they're thinking is, what can they do for me? What can this person do for me specifically? Do I trust that? Do I trust what they're saying? And do I have any mutuals with them? All three of these things have to have a check mark before they say they try to connect with you or accept your connection request. Here's an example. This person, Jessica, just a vibe check, do we trust her profile? You can speak out loud, yes or no.
No.
No. Okay. Why is that?
The picture in the back looks fake. I can't tell if that's an AI photo, and I hope high level operate. I don't know. I also don't really like when everyone puts X so and so. I know you do too, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
But maybe
Yeah,
someone
for sure.
else trusts her.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody to the contrary?
It's medium for me. I don't know. I feel like I don't see enough to make a decision. I could go either way. I'm more neutral than anything. And I think that's worse than being either pro or con, because it's just neutral.
Gotcha.
It looks like
Would
a
you
stock
accept?
photo of someone's LinkedIn profile.
Right. For sure. There's a couple of things that she's doing right, and there's a couple of things that could be improved. There's a few things I like about her profile specifically. She has it looks like her business is like just connecting people, like she's a super connector. So having high level operators expand their networks, that's the thing that she does. Now, that's the number one part here, which is like what is she doing, and then what can she do for me? For me, it's like, okay, if I'm she's connected, so if I connect with her, she can help me expand my network. That's what I take away when I look at her profile. Then do I trust her? Those trust factors for me come from the fact that she's ex Shopify or ex Pat, or ex Shopify is the biggest one, which is like it's a brand that I can recognize, that I know of, and it's high quality. So and I know that the product is good, so somebody coming off of that platform is also probably good. The other thing that I really like about this profile is the fact that I know in the background, she's talking to people. That means she's networking. So it goes to the second point, which is, do I trust that she is a network? Well, she's sitting there with looks like a business dinner and like talking to people. So my 3-second rule, if she had sent me a message back or like send me a request, is pretty much yes, because I also have a bunch of mutual connections with her as well. So she has also the number of followers, higher followers, trustworthy profile-ish connections. I'm good to go. Here's a profile. What do we think about this one?
Okay, now that you showed me this one, I feel like I trust X Shopify a little bit more.
Yeah. Why is that? Why do we trust this one less?
It's incomplete. I know you have some connections, but I don't recognize anything here. Nothing is familiar to me. It's also just using like, it's not actually what I liked about the previous one is it gave a sentence of what she does. This one is just like buzzwords of.
That's exactly
keywords.
right. Exactly. Even though actually the plus point for this profile is there. So Adam is my personal friend, and like anything Adam likes, I'm like, okay, let me just connect. So that's a positive that's going for her. The issue I think is like in the rest of it. if you see it says co-founder at whatever, and so this is all of the things that she does. So she's a health tech innovator, strategist as well. I'm not sure what pharmacy and biomedical have to do with branding and tech, but so that's a little bit confusing. But then there's nothing to back this up as well. Just like go back to our checklist here, I guess like it does mention like what they do, but it never answers the question of what she can do for me, which is like which is like what everybody is looking at when they come to somebody's profile. The follower count is fine, but then again, there's nothing to back up the claim that she's a good branding and tech strategist or that she's good at pharmacy and biomedical. So that's a 3-second rule, which is like if somebody sends me a request, do I trust it? And you can see why this one is less trustworthy than this one. Like I would have less questions about this one if she sends me an immediate yes. This one I would have to think a lot more. And you don't want anybody to think a lot more about you. You just want them to say an immediate yes, because the more the immediate the yes, now this person is in your network, and then you can start outreaching or them having seen your posts that you're putting up in their feed. That should be really quick. So this is the biggest pitfall that I see people have, which is an incomplete profile and not answering the first question, which is what can you do for your target market? That's what you have to answer. And then like add some trustworthiness along with it too. So if you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot of this thing. This is my formula of how do you create a good LinkedIn profile that converts. So number one, I always recommend people do this, which is I help X person do Y. So I help tech founders do build in public. And then trust builders would be I've done this for 20 other founders. Simple as that. I think using this format, you can play around with it, but this format really gets you to the exact thing that you want to write in your profile. Okay. Number two thing is you want to have the header image like relate to your business in some way. So if you look at mine, what I did was I just literally like wrote down put the logo in and like what I do, and then like some again trust builders here of the things I've done. This is an easy one to take a look at here. I help technical founders build their personal brands. Oh, okay. So looks like he's done something, and that passes the 3-second test there. So that's an easy way to do this. And I have a Canva template for you guys that I created just yesterday. So if I'm going to share the slides with you, but just do this. Go in here and add some sort of a visual, add your logo, add one tagline, and that's it. Just export this and then import this into your LinkedIn. You should be good to go. The third thing is you want to link your business as a CTA. I'm not sure why not a lot of people do this, but think about this. When I go to a post, let's say this was a post that somebody was scrolling through and they liked what I was doing, the first thing that they're going to do is go to my profile and be like, okay, what is he doing? And this is my website link right here. So this is how you convert a person who's scrolling through your feed to a potential customer. So you want this thing to always have the link to your app, but then you want this to be an actionable thing as well. So somebody coming to my profile would want to build a personal brand, and it literally says, build your personal brand. That's it, click. And that is what will get your customers, get the people from your followers on LinkedIn to convert to a customer. And not a lot of people do this. They kind of skip this step. Number 4, this is a good one too. Your about section. So I'm sure that the about section, and I used to have this as well. When we are employed, this about section is typically like the courses I've done, the companies I've worked for, that kind of stuff. But when you're a business owner, your about section is your sales pitch. What I mean by that is take a look at my about section is my story. So over the last 8 years, I've shipped X products. Most of them made 0. I kept making the same mistake. And in 2018, I learned this thing. I did a couple of things, and now this is happening to me. And if you want to work with me, then connect with me. That's my entire story in a couple of sentences, but it has to be part of your about. This takes an average profile all the way up to like excellent quality. And you'll see a lot of creators do this. So if I go to Justin Walsh, he will have a story about himself as well. So in the about section. So you see, last decade he's done XYZ, his results, and then like why you should work with him. Here's the link. So you want to use the about section, not to share, what kind of PowerPoint Canvas skills that you have, but really make it a story about why somebody should work with you specifically versus like 100 other people. Last one is pinned post. So if you go back to my profile here, you want to be able to use this pinned post as a way to immediately, so if somebody scrolls down, you can see like this post has like 72 likes. When somebody has a lot of likes, it immediately signals that, oh, they're sharing something valuable. So you want to make this featured section something either where you're like talking, you're showing your face, or something that has a large number of like likes or something that you've gotten. Again, all part of making your profile look more trustworthy. So that's what a complete profile for me would be. If you have all of these 5 elements, top tier. So if you're struggling to start, this is where I would start. I put in, so these are a couple of profiles that I have. Go through them, take a look of how they've put their profile together, and just copy the same formats for your profile too.
Heather is
I'll stop.
asking a quick question. If featured is available for non-premium users.
Yeah. I am a non-premium user as well, so it's available for everybody.
And then Brianna would like to know if you're going to share your slides after the session.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Candace says, hers is not too bad. I was also looking at mine. I'm like, oh, my story needs to be better.
Yeah, it's funny. I think like all of sales is about telling a story that other people can repeat. So if you never share your story, nobody can actually repeat it to somebody else. So yeah, that about section is a really powerful way to turn, again, like people that are just scrolling through your feed to really make them into your champions. Yeah. So if you do those 5 steps, that's a great profile. You only have to do it once. You never have to touch it again. And then you can really start working on creating content. The whole point of content is that you want to build trust, like awareness, and most importantly, reach. What I mean by that is if I put up a really good post, or I'm showing that I'm working on something really cool, I find it useful, I send it to 10 of my friends. You've just expanded your reach from 1 person to now 11 people. So you want to keep showing up in your target audience's feed over and over again, where they almost start linking you to that topic. So for example, if you were working in clinical trials and I was talking about clinical trials every day, and I was showing up in your feed, you would start associating me with clinical trials. So at any point, if you're like, well, we got to find an app for clinical trials, you're going to think of me. That's how important and potent the content game is. I mean, Nomiki does it like really well, where she has the platform Theanna. I now seen her so many times where if I have to think about like accelerators, I'm like, oh, Theanna, that's where you have to be. So you have to show up every day. How you do
Melissa
that?
has a quick question. She's wondering, how can you build trust as a founder who is a primary caregiver and has been building in stints?
I'm not sure what stints mean. So
It
does that
means
mean like you're
in
doing?
spurts. So like a chunk of building and then maybe you're taking a break and then building again.
Yeah, I don't. So the biggest rule is consistency. So I guess like what I would say to that is, do you completely stop doing that work and then come back again after? And then how big is the gap in between?
I'll answer. So I guess I had to take a long gap, like 5 years, but now I'm a primary caregiver to my son, so I had to stop to meet his needs. But basically he's in a place now where he doesn't need as much intense care. So I actually, so in terms of stints, I had to step back from what I was building and step back from my career as well. But I would work like, part-time employed for like 6 months at a time, 6 months on,
Yeah.
6 months off. But last year I was able to go to a like entrepreneurial training. So now like I have the time to focus and, and be more consistent now that the intense caregiving is not there right anymore.
Gotcha. My answer to that would be think of like LinkedIn as a way to get customers, right? So at some point you need customers to get your business going, and at some point you have to like put your head down, either do personal stuff or build product or any of those things. And at that point you don't need customers. You kind of have everybody that you need. You're just doing other things. So I would think of like LinkedIn as a customer engine or like a marketing engine. When you want customers, ramp it up. When you're good, you don't need the support or like you don't need to be there. You don't need to continue posting content. You can dial it down and then dial it back up when you need those customers again. So I will do like a month of runs, and I'll have like 10, 20 customers come in, and then I have a bunch of learnings from those customers, or I have to now serve those customers. So I'll just go blank for a month, and I come back again when I need more people. So I think that's totally fine. Whenever you need customers, come back to it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And sorry.
And the biggest, yeah, go for it.
I apologize. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say the idea is to not make quick sales, but to make connections. And that's why if you have good connections, they don't particularly care that you were posting, every day for the last month, and now you're not posting anymore, and then they're kind of like sad and then they leave you. That doesn't typically happen if you're building connections, like real connections, versus trying to be like, hey, bye, hey, bye, hey, bye. Because if you do that, then it comes off a little bit more transactional, and people don't like that. So the more helpful you are, the more trust that you build, and then you have a bigger network to sell to. And I actually have this kind of requests come into my LinkedIn all the time, which is like, hey, we sell software for HR. Are you a HR? Buy my software. And they never like stop to ask me like, do I have an HR? Like, do I need an HR software? They're only caring about themselves. But the way I would rephrase that is I would say, hey, Sukh, I want to help you hire better people, because the reason I know how to hire better people is because I've helped 20 other companies do the same thing. So that's why I can do this for you too. In both cases, they're basically selling the HR software, but one cares about helping me, the other cares about helping themselves. And that's the biggest differentiator between it's like being too salesy versus actually trying to build a connection and a network as well. So when you want to create content on LinkedIn, I would say videos to be like the #1 thing to work the best. Plus people can see how you are, how you behave, your expertise in real life. So if videos at the top, and then carousels where you've seen like kind of like images that you can like slide through or drag through, and then text is the next best, but it's better than like doing nothing. You've seen I do videos all the time. Nomiki also does video all the time. And I've seen people that are building businesses that are like, hey, you're working directly with me. So I'm going to just show you my face right now because I was going to show you my face anyways on a sales calls afterwards. So you just start posting content with videos. And I think that's typically what works the best. If you can't do that, do the next best thing, which is carousels. If you can't do that, do the next best thing, which is text only, but do something over nothing. Because once you start doing something, people see you, you get some impressions. Some people go to your profile, connect with you. Some people go to your profile, click on the link that you have for the CTA to go to your website. And that's how it starts. The content engine basically starts bringing you customers.
Quick pause. We have a question, a really good one, because several people are still working W-2s or consulting. Arpita is wondering, how would you build if you are working on multiple things or have subject-specific networks from your day job?
That's a tough one. It really depends. So in that case, if you're really worried that your company might see you doing other stuff, I would I would either pick a different platform. So maybe your customers are on both on LinkedIn and X, and you just go to X and then make a profile there and then start posting there because there's no your employees, the folks that you work with are maybe not there. So that's one way to do it. You could also pick something like Reddit, like you still have your customers there. You can still do all of these things there. But again, your teammates might not be there. That's probably the biggest one. Or what you can do is not do content at all and only do outreach. So that way, you're only reaching out to a specific kind of people, and you're just trying to get your first 10 customers to hopefully eventually go full time on the product, I'm assuming. So I would, if you're really worried of, of sharing too much for your network, then maybe don't do content and just do outreach only.
Yeah, great question, Arpita.
Yeah. So here's what a schedule would look like if I was to, I think most people get hung up on what do I even talk about? So here's I've laid out a schedule. So Monday, do something on build in public. Build in public, what I mean by that is like, hey, I just shipped X feature and it helps Y people. And there's links for each one of them. So you can see, again, like I was doing, day 9 of doing XYZ. So for you, it would be day 9 of getting my first 10 customers. I'm talking to 2 people right now, and one of them might convert. This is how the last conversation went, and like maybe some screenshots. So I showed you like the day 18 one, but I was doing literally one every day. So that's build in public. You could also do answer questions that your ICP struggles with. So for example, you're solving a problem. Your customers are thinking about questions day to day of like, man, if I had a tool for this thing, if I had a tool for that thing, they're like constantly asking these questions. You could just literally answer that question. This is what that looks like. So you go, well, they have 9 years of experience over me. How can I be an expert at this? Like, this is one of the questions that they're thinking. And then I just go in and answer the question here, right? So again, you want to like, these are the questions your ICP is already thinking. You're just kind of like verbalizing it. Wednesday, you want to do more like if you got a win, share that win. So I got featured into a newsletter, so I just put that out there. In your case, if you landed a customer, show your Stripe dashboard screen, and then you can anonymize or blur out the customer's actual details, but you can just say, hey, I signed up a customer yesterday, and this is what they are, and this is how I got them. But you want to share your win. And the funny thing is, when you share this kind of win, more people want to like come work with you. So if you signed up one person and you share that, 5 people would want to actually come and work with you. And this happens all the time. Thursday, you can share a personal story by yourself, like what you're going through. If it's hard, why is it hard? If it's easy, why is it easy? You want to seem human. And the Friday, an actionable guide. So like something that your target audience can do, like a step-by-step. So I just created a carousel on how to create carousels. And then this just says, step 1, do this, step 2, do this. It's all, I'm showing the actual tools and screenshots and stuff like that. But this would be something that somebody can pick up right away and implement. So that's an actionable guide. If you do this every day, do for 30 days, this is the results you will see, because I did this. So I got 20% more followers. I was at 2,000 about a month ago. Posted every day, got to 3,290. I think I'm at 3,500 now. I got 36,000 impressions for free. So 36,000 people saw my content, and presumably 10, 20, 30% of them came to my profile. Same number amount of people probably clicked through my website. So this is all like free traffic that I'm getting. And out of the 100, 200 people that checked out my website, people converted, and there you go. I have my first couple of customers, right? So it's all about like setting up a cadence of writing or putting content out there, and then having those good profile, clickable link, And that's how the whole thing works together. So I mentioned, by the way, like why video? What I've seen in the last couple of weeks that I've been doing video is like, one, it gets you more reach because people just like are scrolling, and it's all text, and then somebody speaking. That's what happens to, if I go my profile right now, you'll see everybody's text. I wonder if there's a video that's got, yeah, there's a video coming up. So this is so powerful because I'm like, oh, what is she saying? Because she must be saying something like interesting. So I'm immediately like stopping my scroll and listening to whatever they're saying. So it's really powerful that way. More people get to know you. But the thing is this is the biggest thing. So even if you, let's say, do cold email, the person, you send them a cold email and they say, yes, I would love to work with you. Now they come on a call and then you do a sales call. You're basically convincing this person to work with you. When you do video, they've already seen you talk. They've already seen you solve problems on the video. So they come to you already sold. They're basically like, hey, so I want to work with you. What's gonna be the cost? Or like, when can we start? They're 90% sold. Your job is already done. That's what the beauty of a video is. And I think if you can do that, it might not be possible for everybody, but if you can do that, it's pretty powerful. Like I mentioned, I was able to get a lot of impressions and followers just by doing these 4 or 5 things. So if you're creating video, there's tools that you need. And one of the things I'm creating is making it easy to create video and like short form video specifically. So this is what that looks like. So what this is like an AI interviewer. I always find it awkward to talk to a screen. So what this does is say, I am building, what do I say? Maybe I'll say I got into Techstars as a solo founder. So what this app does is if I put this thing in, like that's what I want to talk about, it'll frame this as a question so I can answer this question. And then it will continue the conversation based on like the answers that I'm giving it. And it will give me the video that I can post on LinkedIn. So I go here. I don't know if you can be able to hear it, but yeah. Live demos. It might not be working. Dang. Well, you might have to just take my word for it. So I'll make this available for everybody here. It's in beta, so it's and this is free for all of you here. But the idea is that you'll be able to create say this one, this is me. So yeah, so it asks you a question, you respond to it, and it creates a video, and then it also writes the post for you as well. And then you can like publish it from directly here. So you can publish it right now, or you can publish it for later. What I typically do is I sit on Sunday and I'll create 5 videos and I'll publish them. I'll schedule it for publishing in the next couple of days. That way I don't have to like spend 4 or 5 of my hours just like figuring out what to write. I can just get along with it. Yeah, there you go. So this is what the video looks like. And then like I can put it my colors for fonts and stuff like that, and I can save and then can publish out. So this is the one thing I do for video. For carousels, I use Canva, and in Canva, I built out this app. What it does is, let's go back to here. If you've written a blog post or something like that, go all the way down here. So if you've written a blog post or a prompt, let's say I want to create a carousel about how to build a strong personal brand, and I can choose the colors, choose and generate. What it will do is it will do the research in the background for the title that I gave it, and I will create the slides for me. And it just like cuts down the time of like designing the actual thing. The orange looks a little bit too bright. You might want to tone that down.
While that's loading, we have 2 questions. Brianna wants to know, how do you recommend capturing sales leads from the increase in followers/impressions?
How do you capture sales leads from the increase Yeah, the simple formula is for that is like it will just be like more impressions means more people on your profile, like more conversions. And the way I actually monitor this, by the way, is if you go to my LinkedIn feed, I have a link shortener. So if you scroll over, like the link itself, if you can see on the bottom left here, it says dub.sh Canva engine. It's because I have a link shortener service called dub. This one. I'll show you what that does. Which link is it? Canva engine. Yeah, so basically what it does is it just shows me how many people clicked on it. So I can like track how many people clicked on this link here using this service. And so I can see like what days people clicked most on the links. So I can do last, say 30 days here. And what typically happens is like these spikes will be coordinated with like the content that I'm putting out. So I can see like, oh, this post drove this many people to my page, to my LinkedIn profile page, and then this many people converted. And this is the chart. I can see how many people, how many clicks I sent from my LinkedIn page to my website. The other metric that I have is, yeah, this one. You see this one? This is profile views. So how many people looked at my profile? So we have basically all three numbers, which is impressions on posts, like that, like literally what LinkedIn gives you. Then we also have the profile views number, which is this one. And then we have the number of, from what I showed you, analytics on link click. And then obviously the last one would be conversions on your site, right? That's your entire funnel. So you can track it down this way. Does that answer the question?
That was really helpful. I think too, in that link thing, as long as your call to action is super clear, you have to get all of those things right in order for the conversions to happen. So it's not a one-off thing, but everything that Sukh's been talking about consistently over time, we'll just get it and make it better.
Right. I was just thinking about, since I am in development right now and, expect to have a full product by the end of the summer, it's like, how do you build momentum and capture kind of some of those initial leads? Is that through some sort of intake form, like we're building,
I see.
that kind of thing? Like, where would you recommend kind of putting those lead generation tools so that you can kind of execute on that pipeline as you get further down your path?
Yeah, great question. So I recommend just a Google form, and I do this all the time. So if I look up one of the things I just did over the weekend, yeah, video editor. So just to show you like how powerful this is. So I built an AI video editor over a hackathon on this weekend, and the way I did it. Oh yeah, literally it's this one. Actually, does it have the link in there? Yeah, okay. So here you go. So this is 2 days ago. I was at the hackathon and I built this AI video editor and I said sign up for the waitlist, and I put the waitlist link here. And then on the app itself, it just said join the waitlist, and then 7 people said yes. Right? It's like that's how I guess easy it is. And to be able to like turn the attention they're getting into like customers. And then now I have 7 people that I can sell to literally over 2 or 3 days.
So as
that I
a
capture these people.
non-technical founder, how do you create those forms and kind of collect that data? Is that maybe that's too much of a ask for here? I know that there's other questions coming in, so I don't want to.
Hold on, because Sukh complicated it as an engineer. So Brianna, all you have to do is go into Google Forms in your Gmail, and then it'll give you a link, and you can put that link and mask it as a title in your profile. Him using his dev hub shub thing made it sound way more complicated than it is.
Okay, got it. So just Google Sheets, and then you can share the link.
Yeah,
exactly.
Google
like,
Forms.
The link is
Or
here.
Google Forms. Okay, got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Of course. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, there are a couple other questions. Marla is in transition from full-time practicing attorney to legal tech. She struggles with how much to post on her product that's not fully ready for the public yet versus just general legal tips for startups and businesses. I mostly do legal tips now. Do you have advice on when to share about products that you can't yet sign up customers on and how much to share about it?
You should be selling your
Every
product
day,
from day
every
one,
day, Marla, every
from
day,
day
all
one.
day.
Yeah, from day one. I mean, like this is a hackathon project that I just showed you. Nothing works, and I know this, and I can like say that as well. Like nothing works in that product. And if today you're like, "Hey, that AI video editor, like I would love to use it," I'll be like, "Yeah, nothing works, but like let's get on the call because I want to like hear how much would you pay for this? What's your use case? All that stuff." So you don't want to wait until like 3 or 4 months later down the line. If people are asking for it today, ask like have those conversations and ask them what would it like yeah what would it take for them to start using your product, or like what do they want to see, or is there something that they can start using today? So the answer is do the tips. So follow this plan, right? So what you're kind of doing is like doing actionable guides or tips every day, but start sprinkling in the product that you're building here and give incremental updates. People are smart enough to know, oh, this might not be fully built out, but I can use it. Like I think my need is dire enough that I would use a half-baked product anyway. So do it every day.
Okay, thank you. That's not like intuitive to me, so I really appreciate that. Especially as
Yeah,
an attorney and selling to other attorneys, like they're very, yeah, it's just a different market. So I appreciate that.
yeah, for sure. It's always a little bit awkward, but the thing is this, you are a business owner now.
Yeah.
Okay? The only thing that you have to do is you have to get 10 customers in the pipeline. How are you going to get that happen? Uh, This might be too much, but I'll share like one of the other things that I was doing that might be helpful here. So I have a KPI dashboard, hidden sheets. So, okay. So remember I showed you guys that I was trying to get to 10K. Literally every day I was writing down the activity that I did, how many people came into the landing page, how many people installed, and how many of them were active every day. And you can see obviously the day I was doing more activities, more things were happening. So if you don't do this activity, you can't expect the things to happen, to get customers. So you have to do the activity so that people land on your landing page, they come and talk to you, you convert them to paying customers. Can't do that if you don't do this activity. So you have to sell from day one. I know it's a lot of data, but it's just like random formulas that I came up with. Okay, so here's this is going to be more dramatic than what it is. Okay, how many times should you post, do you think?
I post like 5 times a day, so don't follow me, but
Yeah, no,
I'm on crack when it comes to it. It works. So like when it works, I'm just like, gotta keep doing it. I don't have money to spend on ads. Gotta just show up.
that's exactly right. Here's the thing, more. So whatever you're doing today, do more. That's the simple answer. So if you're like, hey man, I can't get customers, well, I was doing 1 post a day. Okay, we'll do more. Can you do 2 a day? Okay, can you do 10 a day? Can you do 20 a day? The thing is this, we all think that somehow if we post 20 posts, that like other people are going to be annoyed, but that's actually not true. So you have to differentiate the go-to-market channels. Email versus social or LinkedIn. Email, if I send Nomiki right now 100 emails, they'll show up 100 times. And definitely she's going to start hating me. But if I post 100 posts, the LinkedIn algorithm only shows one at one time. So it decides what to show who. It's never going to show all those 1,000 posts or 100 posts or 20 posts that you put up in a line to a user. So the user on the other end is never going to know that. So it's like a made up sort of a thing in our head, which is like, hey, if I post more, that people are going to be annoyed. That's actually not true. LinkedIn is the one that's responsible for figuring out what to show somebody when, so that they stay on the platform. It's in their best interest to do that. So anytime you're like, hey man, I can't get customers because I'm still posting 1 time a day, well, do more. That's the simple answer for all of sales.
And like use this meeting as an example. There's 15 of you here talking to Sook. How did you find me? How did you find Theanna? You found me from those internet platforms. Brianna, I never met you before. You're here. Melissa, never met you before, right?
Yeah.
All of you have found me because of the posting, and now we're here listening to Sook about posting. It's very meta.
No, exactly. And like it's even more meta where I was posting all this stuff already, like I was doing Bill in public, and Nomiki was like, you want to come do a workshop? That's also from posting that I was doing. And
It's
I was
literally
doing
because
more.
I saw him doing it. And I was like, wait, I want you to show everyone else how we're doing this.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. This is a moneymaker. So content is good because you're getting people that didn't even know that you had a service, that you had a product that you could solve their problem, to bring those people in eventually, right? Like it might not happen today, but you know, they're thinking about it, might happen on day 10, day 20, day 50. The thing is, we need sales today. And I know you need sales today. So here's how you get demos in like a predictable fashion. So the wrong way to do it is they set up automate. It's so annoying. I'm sure you guys have like dealt with it as well, which is whenever you accept somebody, it's like a 2-page essay that they send to you. And it's so, yeah, it's so annoying. I don't know why people do it that way, but that's like the way people do outreach. Don't do that. Do this. Send the people that you've connected with this message. So this is like for me, this is what I was sending out, which is, hey, I'm an early stage Nexar founder. I'm building a tool that does this, and it's built for someone exactly like you. I'm not really looking to sell. I'm just looking to incorporate your feedback. Would you be up for a 30-minute chat? That's literally it. Like you say that, it's like, and I mean, obviously send this to people that you can actually help. But if you do this, this will happen. Yeah, the product you're building sounds exciting. Sure, I would love to help. So you have people just saying, like putting up their hand, yes, I would love to like do this for you, or like I would love to help you out. And this is the real message that I sent out, and I can show like 100 more of these. But I've tried every kind of other kind of like message, and this one just works the best. By the way, if you thought that was only one, there's a couple more.
He's like, I actually put 12 pages in here. And as you did that, I just got an inbound on the same thing. He's been watching me for a year, and he just sent me a message, exactly what you're doing. I'm like, actually, I don't remember meeting you, but I am very interested in Give Back Hack. So I am going to book a call with him.
Exactly. And so if you want to take a screenshot of this. You don't have to worry
So
about.
I feel like we're like on this, we're making an ad as we're saying these things, like, it's working. It's literally happening. Oh, just another one came in, like we're on QVC or something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, the thing is, I think like when you first start out, you want somebody to just tell you like what works, just please tell me so I can move on with my life. And I was like that for the last like 4 or 5 years. So I literally, I just want to be like, okay, I've done this, like here it is, just go do it and it will work. And I think like you're in the same situation as well.
This is awesome.
Okay.
I know we're a minute over, so I wanted to give anyone any opportunity to ask Sook any questions if you had any.
Yeah.
So next time, fix your profile, post content, and reach out to 10 people a day.
Yeah, and the important thing to know, by the way, is LinkedIn caps you at you can do only max 50 a day. So you don't have to kill yourself and like, you know, do 100, 200 a day. Max is 50. So if you send out outreach messages to max 50 people, maybe 10 people get on a call, you close 5. There you go. You just did half your goal, right? Do this for a couple of days and you'll have customers. And this is actually the end of it. So this is me. I took the screenshot about a month ago and I was at 2,900. Now I'm at 3,500, but the playbook stays the same though. So post your first video, create a carousel. And if I can answer any questions, find me on LinkedIn.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Sook. Does anyone have any questions for him before we hop off? I know everyone was dying for your pitch deck or your deck. If you don't mind sending that to me, I also record all of these, so it'll be accessible in the platform within the next couple hours as well. But does anyone have
Yeah.
any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I want to use your video editor.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I'll have to get it working
I'll have
again,
to
but
get
yeah,
with you on that.
we'll do.
Yeah, I want to
I'm
test
looking
it
for feedback as
too.
well. Yeah, I'm looking for feedback as well. So like that's why I wanted to give it out to you guys for free. And yeah, I put the slides in the chat here, so feel free to go crazy with that. So here's my one ask with you guys. If you do decide to do this, send me a message on how it went. If it went bad, send me a message being like, so I tried your thing, it didn't work out. What are you doing here?
So attach your LinkedIn here, and I love that accountability. If anyone's up for that, challenge yourself this week for the rest of the week. You got 3 days left. Start posting. Okay, his LinkedIn is there. Make sure you connect with him. Amazing. I love that.
Sweet.
All right,
Hopefully you
take
got enough
action.
value. Yeah.
Let's rock and
Thank you so
roll.
much.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Suk. I so
Mhm.
appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for
Of
showing
course.
up today. Urcho, we got a call right now. I'll see you there in a second. Bye, ladies. Bye,
Thank
Suk.
you.